listen to me, man. You may be able to cut all that stuff off, but you're still a guy. I mean, scientifically, biologically, you're still a guy. You ain't no fucking girl, man. I'm telling you all right now.
I'm afraid you're wrong about that. And the scientific evidence.
Nah, I'm not. Y'all, you're still a girl. You're still a guy. You're still a guy biologically. You get all the chemical things. You still got more Y chromosomes. You got X. I mean, come on, B.
Wait a minute. Okay. You should come on our show and talk about this, and we would love to have you bring some documentation and evidence to back up what you're saying.
Evidence, man? Are you serious? You're gonna get your shit cut off, and you're still a guy. I mean, you're just mutilated. You ever seen South Park, B?
No, I'm sorry. It's just not true. It's just not true.
I'm afraid, man. You just some dumb cracker, man. Whatever. Peace.
Okay.
He doesn't seem to be looking for very much peace, but
yeah,
it's unfortunately it's a very shallow view of what makes a man or a woman. If it's strictly the shape of the skin on the body,
right? It's a ridiculous ridiculous assertion. Obviously,
it's a reflection of getting stuck on biological sex,
right, and
not brain sex,
right. Which is an indication that we have no clue about the huge body of evidence that is out there, and has actually been a lot of research done on this in recent years.
Yep.
Which, by the way, supports our view and not yours. Sorry.
Well, it is true that no matter what I do for the rest of my life, I will have X and Y chromosomes.
Yep.
That is absolutely true.
Yep, that's true.
And.
But you know what?
The argument is from the American Psychological and American Medical Associations is that it takes more than strict biology.
Yeah. And there are other situations other than XY and XX
there
too.
Certainly
this
are.
Is not.
You have X0, Y0, XXY, XYY, and none of those fall very cleanly into the biological sex categories of male and female.
Yeah. So anyway.
So there has to be something greater than that very small, narrow dichotomy. But I loved how he started his comment. As a Christian.
Yeah, I know. What's that all about?
As a Christian, as a Roman Catholic, I was taught to love my neighbor, to respect God's creations. But I do appreciate his concern and his point of view.
Of course. And we would welcome you to come on the show and talk to us. Come on and explain to us why we're wrong. But anyway, the problem is that people will often say things and they don't really have anything to back it up. It's like, okay, what is, it may be what you feel, it may be what you think, but do you actually have any scientific evidence to back up what you're saying? Is there anything there other than your assertion, your belief of what this is? And it's like,
or from a sociology standpoint, your fear that some night you're kissing a girl and it turns out the girl used to have a penis.
Oh,
that shocker's been very damaging. But
yeah,
I know even when I came out to my own friends, I got questions from them like, well, why do you want to do this? What is it about living as a girl, about being a girl that you don't get now? And initially I tried to answer their questions, and the problem was anytime you narrow it down to one little thing, it's like, well, you can be a guy and do that. So it's always more than one little thing. And what I eventually got to was, well, I'll tell you what, you define for me what it means to be a man and what it means to be a woman. And then I'll have the rules and the boundaries within which I can tell you why I want to be in that camp and not this one.
Yeah, good point.
And in each case, it's like, well, they got stuck. They couldn't define what it meant to be a man or what it meant to be a woman outside of strict biology.
Sure.
And you take a guy, gets caught in a terrible accident, loses his manhood. Does that make him a girl? Obviously not.
Right. Yeah, good point.
So, and it's very frustrating for a lot of people when you introduce something as, or when you challenge something as primal and what they consider polar as sex or gender.
Mm.
For a lot of people, they've only considered, like our caller, there's this discrete camp and there's this discrete camp, and never the twain shall touch.
That's right, and that is so untrue. We know that that's untrue.
No.
We know that it is, in fact, probably a bell curve, but certainly a curve.
Well, at least an inverse bell curve.
And yeah, there are very few people that are actually at the ends. Very few people that are really all that polar.
Right.
Which is how it works, isn't
Don't
it?
tell them, you'll scare them.
But yeah, you know, and as far as the whole Christianity thing, you know, I mean, come on, I am a creation of God, and you know, I'm pretty happy with that, and I think, you know, quite honestly, I think God's pretty happy with me, and the fact that I was able to correct my situation, you know, and do what I needed to do, which isn't to say that God made a mistake. I don't believe that. I don't believe that for a second.
No, I don't either.
I think God gave me an interesting challenge, and
The Bible has lots of stories of God placing a challenge in front of someone to see if they would be able to accept it and overcome it.
that's right. And I think we've done that quite well, and I think I'm a much better person for it. And so I think God would be proud of me.
It certainly takes a lot of grace and self-confidence and courage and a lot of very positive traits to face the public that wouldn't be so understanding and
right.
follow, you know, well, if you wanted to say this, follow God's plan for you.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And I have a very strong relationship with God. And I would challenge some of those out there that go after us on a Christian basis.
On a Christian basis.
To have as good a relationship with God as I do. But anyway. Good evening, nlcTrans, you're on the air.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
I'm just wondering, I always ask people out of curiosity, what are your, can you both give me your favorite films of all time and why? I'll hang up.
Favorite? Oh, well, thank you. That's an interesting question. Favorite films of all time.
On the spot.
Oh, God, I could give you a list as long as my arm, but, favorite films of all time.
Well, that's going to shut us up for a few minutes.
Yeah.
Go to the commercial while we think about it.
I don't know. If I had to pick one, can you pick one?
No, because of the category differences. You know, there's a bunch of movies that if they're on TV, you know, I can sit down and just watch them, but for various different reasons. You know, one that comes to mind actually is A Knight's Tale.
A Knight's Tale.
Which it's a sappy little worthless movie, but I love watching it. I can't tell you why. I don't know.
I think for me it's probably a toss-up between Breakfast at Tiffany's and It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
But I suppose that dates me, doesn't it? but anyway, I think I'd have to pick It's a Wonderful Life if I had to have a.
I'm going to have to give it some thought.
But anyway, interesting call.
He's right. People do want to know that. We'll have to get back to you. Wednesdays at 8. I'll let you know.
Yes. Good evening, nlcTrans. You're on the air.
Yeah, man, I'm back one more time. I just want to say one thing. This nigga got burned in hell. Peace, bitch.
Well, at least he got the slur right. He called us bitches.
Yes, very good.
So, thank you.
Oh, God. Okay. Well, I never claimed. I have never claimed that I wasn't a bitch. I've never made that claim.
And as Stacy's friend says, that there's nothing wrong with hell as long as you have a high rock to sit on.
That's right. Oh, God. Okay. Anyway, but no, I have a wonderful relationship with God, and I believe that I'm a better person for what I've been through. I've been through a whole lot, as I know you have.